everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast
snacks are best saved for later.
with Jay Zawoski
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
and Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast, more stomach than that.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. Jay, happy St. Patrick's Day as we are recording. Well, we're going live.
We're live,
on YouTube,
baby.
Live on Facebook, all that stuff. But happy St. Patrick's Day to you and yours.
Thank you. You too. I've got my green shirt on,
Same.
and I've got my Guinness in my Chuck's. Look at that, my Chuck's pint glass.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm just still wearing my shirt from work. That's why it has a collar. So,
There has never been a show where we have both worn a collar.
yeah, I can
There probably never will
guarantee
be
that.
again.
Right.
By the way, have you ever done the old Guinness in the can?
I'm not the biggest Guinness fan.
Oh, I
It's
love
just too heavy for me.
You know, I used to think so, but you're only supposed to have one or two,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to enjoy it. Since I started doing that instead of having like 5 and
I
chugging
think that's
them,
the rub, though. Having to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
but they've got these little widgets in there to make the draft work, so it bubbles up correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my grandpa used to he loved Guinness, and he made me like take, because at first it was only in bottles.
Yeah.
So I had to do like the mazel tov, like roll it up in a towel, smash it, and then take the thing out to show him what it was.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's a good memory for me.
Nice.
Anyway, thanks for being with us. Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at I'm Fat Pod, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. So add the cast
Mm-hmm.
on the old YouTubes, and like this video if you're watching it now. Subscribe to the channel, or if you're checking us out later, make sure you're liking and subscribing to our videos, and be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast apps too. We've got merch, imfatmerch.com. Make sure you are checking out our merch there, and anything you want to get on TeePublic, whether it's I'm Fat Merch or not, use that link, imfatmerch.com, and just navigate around, find what you want, and we get a little kickback when you do that. Couple bucks here and there, but it adds up. It really does. Every month we get $100 or so, which pays for the streaming software, which pays for the editing software. Like, it all kind of goes a long way. So we appreciate any little thing you can kick in.
Yep. Did you get your free shirt this week? Because I did.
I did. Yes, I did.
It is awesome. I know you have the Definitely Not Waffle House one.
Yes, I do.
I got the Definitely Not Waffle House one in like the charcoal and like the slightly better quality fabric, and I'm telling you, it's good.
They're nice shirts. Yeah, I got I actually got the Grateful Dead one I designed that is actually selling better than any of the iFat shirts.
Really?
And so the Grateful Dead have a song called Althea, which is like one of their, everyone loves all their songs if you love the Dead, but I did it in the Athletics font.
Yeah.
Like the Oakland Athletics, and people are just searching for it and buying it like crazy. So
Can't say that anymore.
it works. They're still the Athletics.
Yes.
It doesn't
Not
say
the
Oakland on there.
Right. It's so bad.
By the way, next week, speaking of baseball, remind me before next week's show that I have MLB The Show 25, and I'm doing Road to the Show, and you can scan your face into the game.
Oh no.
I mean, it kind of worked, which
Really?
is kind of weirder.
Can we table that for 2 weeks? Because you know what next week is.
Oh, yes, 2 weeks. Correct. What is next week, Rick?
Next week is the March Fatness selection show.
I thought you were talking about your wedding.
No,
More importantly,
actually,
Fatness selection show.
actually, yeah. So yeah, not this coming weekend, but the one after will be the next episode will be the March Fatness selection show. Sorry, I'm actually we can do one next week, like
Let's
Monday
see
or Tuesday.
how it go. You're getting married on Friday.
I know.
Let's see if you're ready for a selection show on Sunday or Monday. I'll be ready. Hope's already got her bracket done.
Actually, well, hold on. Now that we're really doing this on the air. So here was my thought process. I was thinking like the week after. So like I don't know if we should I don't know what type of wedding recap there's going to be, like should that be next week and then the
Yes.
selection show be the week after the wedding?
We could also do a special because we've missed a few.
Yeah,
We
that's
could
true.
probably do a midweek selection show if we all have the energy. I'll be fine. Hope will be fine.
Yeah.
But if you and Sam are up for it, we can certainly do that.
All right.
All
We'll figure it out and we'll let you know.
Yes. Now we wasted 6 minutes of the show
Yeah.
talking about nothing. All right, let's do talk about your wedding though. You
Okay.
are, well, basically 4 days away now.
Yeah.
You feel last week I talked to you, said you were feeling good, feeling ready. Same this week.
Yeah. Same this week. And it's really, this may sound stupid. It's really starting to feel real now.
Yeah.
Like the last maybe week or so has really started to feel it. And then I feel like even yesterday, it ramped up even more. Like it's here. Like it is, a few days away. I'm excited. Like everything's set. The only thing I literally have to do left, I believe, outside of like haircut and stuff like that, but like things that are more purely on me is I have to print out vows and paste them in the vows book because I'm not trusting myself to read my own handwriting.
That's a good move by you.
Yeah, we both decided to do that. And I think Sam's got much better handwriting than me. So like she could probably get away with it, but not me, not with this chicken scratch. Like my notebook is like, it's not terrible.
3 games. I can
Nope.
read some stuff on there.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is in that moment, do I want to trust myself to have to read my handwriting? No.
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 No, you
So
don't.
I'll make sure to print that and glue it into the old vow book.
Good move.
Yes.
Well, I'm excited. I'm doing a speech after your best man, Marty. So I've been getting that approved through Shannon and a little bit through you, but mostly through Shannon. There's nothing bad. I just want to make sure, like, I don't want to repeat. Sure. I also don't want to maybe say something that not everybody knows. That's all. I'm not going to embarrass you. It'll be the 5 minutes of true vulnerability that you'll get from me in our entire relationship, Rick. So enjoy it.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to be awkward and hate it because it's going to be like positive.
I would say yes, it will be mostly positive.
Okay, good. The fact that mostly makes me feel better than entirely.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do a compliment without a joke tucked in there.
Well, yeah. I mean, if there's one thing that anybody who's paid attention to me in media has learned is that I lend myself to jokes very easily.
And you take them well.
Yes.
Which is what makes them fun.
Yes.
And you can dish them out just as well as you take them too. So no, I'm excited. I've got to make sure the wedding outfit is ready to go.
Nice.
Because I've got one. And make sure it still fits and all that stuff. So but it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a really good time. So Friday, dude.
And we will have a food recap for it as well.
I don't know. I don't think I know. Maybe I do.
Outside of like picking your
Oh yeah, I probably did that.
Yeah. But at that point, it's like you check the box and then you kind of forget until the day of.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be some surprises. For those that don't know, Rick's soon-to-be bride is a wedding planner.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to this. This is gonna be fun.
Yes, it is a family in the event industry. So basically what that means is like I haven't had to think of like really a thing of like out of whole cloth. They're like, okay, here's this. Do you like X, Y, or Z? About this, do you like X, Y, or Z? And I appreciate being included on a lot of those decisions when everybody knows my answer more than likely is going to be like, oh.
Or as I've said,
or I don't, or to decide better to you. That makes me feel better.
I learned midway through, and I may have said this before, but it's good to have an opinion just to show engagement.
Of course.
Hey, do you like the purple or the green? I like the green. Oh, I was really thinking the purple because this and that. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Good point. Yeah, purple.
Yeah.
You're participating. You know there were two options to choose from. You made a choice, and then you ultimately went with what your wife wanted you to go with.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And I will
Yeah.
tell you again, make sure you two find 5 minutes to go somewhere together and just like have a moment.
Yeah.
Away from everybody, so no one's bothering you, and just like sit down and take it in together. That was the best part of me and Hope's wedding, was we went outside to take pictures, and our photographer was intentionally taking a long time for us.
Nice.
To just give us that time together. So do that.
Yeah, I know it's planned in there. Like we're doing all the like formal pictures and whatever ahead of time. So that way when the ceremony's over and everybody is heading over to cocktail hour, we're going to split off for a few minutes and have a drink and maybe a couple apps and have a few minutes to ourselves, and then get back and start mingling, probably at some point during cocktail hour.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Charlie the Bacon Guy says, did you guys hire a wedding planner, or is Sam orchestrating the whole thing?
Do you have to ask the question?
I'm assuming they hired someone.
Right. Yeah. No. Sam's been all over it. Steve's a bad guy.
Yeah. Steve, your future brother-in-law just came in here and said he won't need 5 minutes.
Right.
You got
from the YouTube account that's for his podcast, which he uses for work.
Yes. Grow up. Grow up, Steve. No one was thinking that.
He literally, actually, that's a lie. But Steve will never grow up. Nor
that's why we love him.
Exactly. I was going to say, nor should he.
No.
Yeah.
He is the comic relief all the time.
Yes.
All right. What else do you want to say about the wedding? I'm just excited. Let's.
Yeah.
Should we save it until next week and recap? I think so.
Probably. Yeah. Like I'm excited for like everything that we've got going. Like I love that there's the balance of things that I appreciate as a layman to the entire industry and everything.
Yeah.
And there are things that for Sam and the Team SG girls, like that they appreciate, and that is like really cool within the like for them, for people that are in the industry, and that like we're in a position to be able to basically just tell the vendors, who are like an incredibly talented group of people, we trust you, do your thing, and just leave it to them. Everything that needs to be known is known ahead of time, so that way, like day of, we can at least attempt to be in the moment as much as humanly possible.
And you know that they know you guys and they're going to take care of you because they care about it. It's a perfect situation. So,
or at least they care about her, and I get it by proxy, which I'll take.
All right. So what is your, do you have anything that you're fearful about? Like, I know you had some situations with the suit, but you feel good about the suit.
Feel good about the suit. I picked it up from getting pressed today.
You got a little hanky for the flop sweat just in case.
Yeah, I'll have something.
Okay.
For there. I feel much better now about the vows. That was something that it's just like, I don't want to, like either phrase something weird or, just like not get the message across I want.
Sure.
So I feel like in how I've gone about writing it out and then editing and getting through that process, like I feel much better about it, because, I know for Sam, like the public speaking aspect of it is probably not her favorite. But for me, I don't even necessarily know that it's my favorite, but I'm just much more comfortable doing it. So I really don't mind at all.
Are you worried about getting through them without crying? I mean, you shouldn't. Who cares if you cry? You should.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm guessing I probably won't. I'll have to, if nothing else, I'll have to pause probably at some point. But the thing that's different for me that I'm not sure of is having a first look, because we are doing a first look. So like, that's going to be major emotional for sure.
So you're saying you'll see her before the ceremony?
Correct. Yeah. So like the first look is like kind of like a private thing where it'll pretty much just be like us and the photographer, more or less, as far as I understand it. And it's basically like a reveal, a big reveal. and then we'll get to have a moment. There will be there will be some pictures, and so that because like we're doing the pictures ahead of time anyway, so before the ceremony. So so that part it's something that's a new concept to me. So I'm excited for that.
I will say.
So I wonder what the emotional balance will be like.
Yeah.
Okay, because of the first look, there's still gonna be plenty of emotion in the ceremony, but will it be to that same level to where maybe I wouldn't be able to function in the vows before, but maybe with the first look and getting some of it out of the way, I will be able to. I don't know.
It's not a terrible idea. So I didn't see Hope until she came down the aisle.
Mhm.
And you're already standing there incredibly nervous.
Yes.
You're sweating because you're in a tuxedo. It's probably hot in a church.
Mhm.
And then you also see her for the first time, and it is a lot.
Yes, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
Hope has never looked more beautiful than she did on her wedding day. Like,
Mhm.
I saw her, I was like, good Lord. I was like stunned by
Yeah.
how pretty she looked, you know? And it was like that whole thing with, oh my God, now also this is about to happen.
Yeah.
Was kind of a lot to take. It was fine. Everything went well. But yeah, I think having that would ease that a little bit.
Yeah.
Those
Like,
initial, like, here she comes down the aisle nerves be a little bit better.
yeah, exactly. So, like, there's going to be plenty. I'm sure I'm going to cry a fair amount. I'm not against it. So, yeah, it's going to be great.
And Sam chimes in saying, not me crying during the AmFat podcast.
I told her she could have caught up on the Kardashians if she wanted during the podcast instead. This is what you get for not listening.
All right. And Fernando,
Mhm.
that's fun to say, says, I'm getting married in July. Advice for a bachelor party or wedding planning? Well, we do know some people who plan weddings. Rick, would you like to give them a free shout out?
Yes, Team SG, Shannon Gale. Look into that. That's yeah. Getting married this July though. That's coming up quick. So yeah, my
hurry up.
advice is marry someone in the industry so that you don't have to worry about it.
Beautiful. And if your significant other is not in the industry, tell them to get a job in the industry. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
You got a few months. You got time.
In terms of the bachelor party, like for me, everybody's different in this regard. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I would say I'm probably fairly low maintenance in that regard. All I wanted was an event, go to some place before and after the event, and I'm happy because the biggest thing is going to be seeing the people that you want to see more than the actual activity itself. So, like for me, it just worked out really well that Tom Segura was in town, and I wanted to go see him. And then just with connections everybody had, we were able to get into Renali's, and it's a fantastic place, and it just worked out really well to have a simple plan that makes it easy for everybody to be a part of. And that was my big focus. Like I told Marty when he was putting it together, I'm more worried about the amount of people that are able to be there versus the event itself. So if we have to pivot off of the show to have more people there, then let's do that. And it just worked out that everybody was able to go.
I would say, good point. It's your bachelor party.
Yes.
So do what you want to do, and that's okay. Like you're always gonna get pressure. Like, let's get a stripper. Let's go golfing. And if that's your thing, cool. Go nuts. But don't let other people pressure you into what they think your bachelor party should be.
Right.
It's your thing. Rick, lower key. Me, lower key. I just wanted to be with people I liked. Had food I like. Boom. I checked both boxes. Very happy.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it was a good time. All right. Next week, don't miss the show. We'll recap the whole thing. I'm very excited. Man, I texted you today. What was the day you guys started dating? And you said, what, October 6th, 2022?
Yep.
Here we are, man. Less than 3 years later. Can you believe it?
It's pretty crazy. I can't. Like, I got a text just before we started from our friend Layla, because I hadn't talked to Layla in a minute, and she saw the tweet for the podcast of us talking about that it's wedding week, and she was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited for you." And I was like, it's crazy how quick things can change sometimes. It may take a long time to get to the point where you're ready for things to change, but once they do, it can be pretty great. So that's been, it's wild to go from where I was to where I am now in this amount of time. So
Yep.
that's pretty great.
Not remotely surprising. Sam's a lucky girl.
Mm,
All right, to the ad break before we both start crying.
Yeah, right.
Pizza, cheese sticks, burgers.
Things that make us cry because they're so delicious.
Right, I was just thinking about Fredo's, man. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Ugh. Get yourself some Fredo's Culinary Kitchen. Get the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, the I'm Fat Pizza. Everything on the menu is great. I was talking to Herb this weekend, Herb Lawrence, and he's like, I got to get out to Fredo's and get those mozzarella sticks again.
Yeah.
Yes. Get out there. Get them. Everything in their menu is fabulous. Go to fredospizza.com. Use the code I'm Fat. You're going to save 10% on your online order every time. It's not a one-time use. Every time you go, it's 10% off. So you go 10 times, it's 100% off. Don't check my math on that. Also, if you do have a big event, like a wedding or a corporate party or whatever, Fredo's does catering. They do personal chef services. Whatever you need food-wise, Fredo's has your back, and they knock it out of the park every time. No hesitation. Fredo'sPizza.com for all the information. Remember that code, I'm Fat, to save 10% every time you place an order from there. All right, so this weekend, I say my in-laws. When I say that, you're imagining my mother and father-in-law. I'm talking about my brothers and sisters-in-law.
Okay.
Went to Second City. This was my brother-in-law Brad and sister-in-law Stephanie for the Christmas. Said, hey, we're getting everybody money for Ticketmaster, and then go buy Second City tickets, and we'll all pick a day and go.
Cool.
So we finally made it work this weekend. It was great. It's my second time there. And as someone who like just absolutely loves SNL, it's really cool to see like the minor leagues of SNL and say, hey, maybe in 3-4 years, I'm going to see one of these people on TV. The show was great. I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody goes, but phenomenal. I laughed so much that my face hurt. It's always a great time. But before we went and got dinner at Trattoria Riccardo, 2119 North Clark Street. It is actually next door to Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinders, which is a very famous place.
Yeah.
So if you know that place, it's literally right next door. Tiny little Italian trattoria right there. And, I wanted Italian, but I was like, when I made that vote, because we voted like Italian or Mexican, Italian won. And I was thinking like big bowl of pasta, whatever it might be. But this was kind of different. It was more fish based and those sort of things. So I was kind of not struggling with the menu, but as I said that, I'm like, okay, not what I had in mind, but I found the rack of lamb. And this is definitely a picture that I took, not stolen from the internet, because I didn't want to take a picture at a fancy restaurant.
Right.
That is the rack of lamb.
Wow.
With I believe it's called broccolini on the side.
Yeah.
There was not a speck of anything on my plate aside from the bones when I was done with this. Perfectly cooked. And the server says, how do you want it cooked? And I said, however you think it should be cooked, that's how I want it cooked.
Nice.
Full faith in the chef to do it right. So he called it medium rare. Just absolutely fantastic. My brother-in-law Brad got octopus. My brother Chris got like risotto. Everyone was very, very happy with their dishes. Everything was great. At the end, we got tiramisu and the lava cake.
Yeah.
Man, it was great. It's not, and I'll say like 6 people.
Okay.
Everybody had cocktails. Everybody had entree. We had a couple of apps and then 2 desserts.
Yeah.
It was like $120 per couple.
Oh, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad at all. Like I was really expecting, like, okay, this is going to cost me a couple $100, but put it aside for the night. It's going to be
sure.
But we left full, left feeling good, little buzzed, and for what, like $120, $130 out the door for 2 entrees, 2 desserts, 2 apps, and cocktails.
That's a win.
Very solid. So definitely recommend it. Trattoria Riccardo, 2119 North Clark. That's in Chicago.
My cousin.
Yeah. Yes. Is he going to be at the wedding?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah. So definitely check that out if you're looking for a nice meal. I would recommend a reservation because it is pretty small.
Okay.
Especially if you're going on like a weekend.
Yeah.
But very solid. We had to move our reservation up a little bit, make it later actually, and they no problem. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever you need. But really accommodating. Service was wonderful, and it was like $16 to valet, which in that area,
Not
right
bad.
right off Lincoln Park Zoo. I was very happy to be like, yes, please, just handle it for me. So really recommend it. Great stuff.
Nice. There's a theme to the stuff I have this week, and it's places I've been before, but I haven't been in a while.
Okay.
And it just so happened to work out that way this week. So the first place I went to was Three Corners Tap and Grill. And I know there's a few locations. We went to the one in Downers Grove. That one's 7231 Lamont Road in Downers. And I tried something different than I don't remember what I had the first time, but I went, but I know it wasn't this. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
I had their brisket melt, which sounds extremely on brand for me.
Yeah.
So brioche bun, the bun was brioche. The tots, very, very good. Extremely good tots, like crunch on all of them. Oh, there we go. On this brisket melt, there was the smoked brisket, Gouda, onion straws, a Carolina barbecue sauce. So like that was the thing that actually threw me. And I will say, I wasn't the biggest fan of this. Now they have a lot of different things on their menu. So I would still very much recommend going because what everyone else had looked great and got great reviews.
And I've been there and can vouch. Everything I've had there has been really good.
Yeah, like I know our friend Brett swears by their Monte Cristo. Their Monte Cristo is gigantic and basically looks like a chimichanga. It's that huge.
Deep fried ham and cheese. Brett vouches for. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Better put some sugar on that just to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. So like I know he swears by that. The Carolina mustard sauce with the brisket, I think that's what threw me.
Interesting.
Was having the like super strong mustard flavor with brisket. Like a mustardy barbecue sauce would have probably been okay, but this was, it's a mustard sauce. So it is like technically a barbecue sauce, but like if you asked me without knowing, I would have said that's some form of mustard more than anything else. And then like the brisket it was fine, little dry. So I don't know if it was, could have just been a bad one. Who knows? Like considering how good the reviews are and everything else there, maybe that's just like one item you don't necessarily go for, but I would still recommend going there in general. A lot of good food, either that we've had or that like when we've gone for lunches and stuff like that, or just seeing, pass by you going to other tables that look great. So it's 7231 Lamont Road, but get the Monte Cristo if that sounds good to you. Skip the brisket melt.
So Carolina, the mustardness is more of I don't know. It's like kind of a notion. It's like mustard-y, not super mustard forward.
Exactly. That's
so you're saying the sauce was like too mustard forward?
It was very mustard forward.
Okay.
It was more mustard than barbecue sauce for sure.
Yeah.
Like way more. So that part, like when I saw Carolina barbecue sauce, I wasn't sure if it was going to be that or if it was going to be more of a vinegary thing and being like, well, that's usually for the pork, but maybe they're trying that to be a little different. And I would have been open to that, to more of like a vinegary sauce.
Yeah.
But being that mustard forward, it really threw me. And then I like even tried to take a break, have some of the tots, and maybe just like, okay, now that I know what I'm getting myself into from a headspace, maybe it'll be better. And it just really wasn't. Like the brisket was okay. It wasn't really good. And then to have that too, but the brioche bun was good. The onion straws were good. Gouda, Gouda was like a nice kind of change up.
Yeah.
So that was, I appreciated that part of it, but yeah, the barbecue sauce didn't do it for me.
Interesting. So, and I'm looking at the picture too. I'll put it back up on the screen. Was it strips of brisket?
Yes.
Or okay, because just from this photo, when I'm looking at the meat on the meat on the sandwich, it reminds me of the po' boy at Marishka's. It looks like
Okay.
almost like a steak patty, but it must just be the photo.
Maybe. I'll be honest. I don't remember if it was just one big piece or if it was. I thought
Yeah.
it was strips, but like I could be wrong too.
That's a
I should
bummer.
know.
I hate when you go to a place is good and you get something you're like,
Yeah.
wish
Yeah,
I
like
knew
I don't
about this.
expect every place to have every item be fantastic. So that's why I'm not like, ooh, I don't know about this place. Like it's part of the reason a lot of places have such small menus now. And it's the catch 22 of would you rather have more options or would you rather just know every item is great, but just have fewer things to be able to choose from?
Well, and also if someone really loves the mustardy barbecue sauce, they might
Oh, they
love
probably
it.
love it.
Yeah, it's probably a customer to, but I would think that should be pretty more like noted more strongly
Mhm.
on the menu that it's a really mustardy barbecue sauce.
Yeah, all it says is Carolina barbecue sauce. So maybe because it's Carolina with brisket, I should have assumed it. That's possible. But yeah, and I like mustard. I like mustard a lot, but like
Yeah.
that just didn't do it for me. If I'm having brisket, I want barbecue.
So yeah, it's like you said, when I think of Carolina barbecue sauce,
Mhm.
it is that more vinegar thin
Yes.
sauce and not crazy mustardy. I'm looking here because I like Lily's Q
Mhm.
is like my go-to in the city, and I'm trying to see what they have.
But it is a
Number
thing,
40
like
Carolina.
Carolina gold sauce.
Okay, yeah. So the gold is the more mustardy. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Huh,
Mhm.
that's a bummer. Well, you'll have to go back and try something else.
Oh no.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
And when you do, you could borrow my Mazda from Mazda of Orland Park. I don't know why you do that. You
Why
have your own
not?
car, but sure, why
Right.
not? Go get yourself a brand new Mazda at Mazda of Orland Park. Hit up our buddy Eric Vates. 708-444-3200 is the phone number. They're right there on 159th Street in Orland Park, just near the Taco Bell. You can't miss it. That probably helped a lot of people. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is. You're welcome. Go hit them up. And what I love about the ownership experience, aside from just two wonderful cars,
Right.
because the Mazdas are great and super reliable, the service is second to none. It's outstanding. I am almost always the guy who goes to the local mechanic when the option exists.
Mhm.
Hasn't been the case because I feel like I'm getting a fair shake at Mazda of Orland Park every time. So no need to go through the second party to get the things fixed. I go in there for my routine maintenance and they suggest a couple things. I can either do it or not. And when
Mhm.
they do it, very reasonable, done quickly, factory certified parts. It's great. Love them. You will too. Mazda of Orland Park.com. All right, I've got a taste test. I actually have two.
Ooh.
First, I'm going to pretend like this bag isn't open. Snack Factory, who you may remember from Pretzel Thins.
Yes.
That's the company that makes
Okay.
pretzel thins. Have these new, they're called Pop'Umps. Light and crispy pretzel snacks. And these are the white cheddar flavor.
Okay.
So I'm going to take them out and show you. They're very small. Yeah. Maybe the size of like corn nut.
Okay.
These are real good. These are the white cheddar.
Mhm.
Crispy, but like airy.
Nice.
You could probably go through a bag of these in one night.
Yes.
Hope and I like these so much. I was shopping for my parents today.
Mhm.
I want to see if I can find a third food item that my mom will eat aside from Chick-fil-A and pulled chicken.
Okay.
So I got these. My mom,
Mhm.
78-year-old
Mhm.
Southside Irish lady.
Yeah.
What do you think her review of the white cheddar Pop'Umps was?
Too spicy.
Correct. And I looked at my dad and I was like, spicy? She's like, go through the ingredients. I'm like, will do. Enriched flour, canola oil, cheddar cheese, sea salt, buttermilk, sugar, all the way at the bottom. Onion powder, garlic powder. She's like, that's it. Those are too spicy. I'm like, I believe you're confusing flavor with spice.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. They're not plain pretzels, but these
Oh,
are really, really good.
That's
Recommend.
funny.
There's a couple other flavors too. I forget what they are because I really just kind of focus on the white cheddar ones.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really good. I also tried the rolled gold selects, which I got
Ooh.
the Cool Ranch Doritos flavor of before.
Okay.
I tried the garlic parmesan, also great.
Hmm.
And my other taste test, not for Rick,
No.
Little Debbie, soft bake, Nutty Buddy, cream pies.
I like the innovation, if nothing else.
No bad words there.
Yeah.
I will call Large Deborah out on something. Serving size,
Yeah.
1/3 of a cookie. Deborah.
1/3
No.
of a cookie.
1/3 of a cookie.
1/3.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
what it had to be to get like the percentages and everything.
Make
like
it like
within
legal
reason.
food. So it is the size of an oatmeal cream pie,
Okay.
chocolate frosted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This might be chewy, so you have to fill some time for me.
Okay.
I've had these before. I'm pretending.
Okay. So I'm absolutely going to have to fill some time. Okay. So you can see the layers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that. And I think what's nice is having the chocolate layer also keeps everything together a little bit. So like
Yes.
something with the oatmeal cream pies is at times you'll have like, you'll have like one part slide a little bit. So then it's, it's like a bad fast food burger sometimes when they get a little sloppy and they're just
can't get the
rushing through
slippage.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slippage is bad.
No slippage on the Little Debbie, soft baked, Nutty Buddy, cream pie.
Nice.
These are a 10 out of 10. They're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The texture is wonderful because it's soft, but there's still like kind of I don't know if crunch is the right word, but a pull.
Okay. I was
that
some
make
sort of
sense?
resistance.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Got these at Mariano's. They're also a Jewel as I wipe the crumbs off my microphone.
Clean your muff.
It's about time. Fantastic.
Nice.
Go find these, and they come in the big box.
Mm-hmm.
6 big cookies per box. So Little Deborah has done it again. I already ate 2 servings, apparently. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nice try. Oh, that's not bad.
Funny.
Oh, look at the nutrition facts. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only 17 grams of carbs for a third of the cookie.
For a third of the cookie is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. They're excellent. So find those, get those. By the way, I saw something at Jewel today or at Mariano's today that I meant to go back and get but forgot.
Okay.
It was cheese pizza Cheetos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you see those, get them. I want to review them. I'll remember next time I shop to grab those.
Okay, so they're like venturing into the combos flavors.
Well, I'd assume all they're doing is adding like red pepper flakes and like oregano or something.
Yeah, probably.
They look good. I just forgot to get them.
Can't be bad. All right, the next thing I've got, the next place that I ventured back to when it's been a minute, Boss Dogs in Lisle, 5520 Lincoln Avenue. And that wonderment on a tray right there. So essentially the story with this place is it's a guy that was more of like a true restaurant chef. I forget if it was fine dining or what. And this is essentially his retirement project. Is just like a hot dog stand that's creative and does things really well. So one of the differences here with like a lot of hot dog places is the bun is actually almost closer to like a lobster roll type of bun. And I got obviously 2 of them there. The first one was the beef and cheddar is better, which has melted cheese sauce, which is like a spicy cheese sauce.
Nice.
Like it's like basically taking what you get out of like the can for like a nacho cheese sauce almost, but home making it and like making it high quality. So that it's like a spicy cheese sauce, bacon, and the Boss barbecue sauce.
So that's the one on the right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And their barbecue sauce is much more of like a sweet, smokier, like type of barbecue sauce. It is a very good barbecue sauce. The bacon was fine. Like it was a decent piece of bacon. It was bacon and it was on a hot dog, which means it wasn't bad. And then the other one is the All Dogs Go to Heaven, which has mac and cheese.
Oh,
Yeah. Mac and cheese, parm, and their hot sauce.
oh, yes.
So you get like all the cheesiness you want, but then you get the couple drips of hot sauce on there to help like cut through that. And like the dogs are like, I think they're smaller, like a normal size hot dog. Maybe it feels a little small. Was that like a quarter-pound dog, something like that or whatever?
Yeah.
But man, it's a quality dog. Like you can tell it's just someone that knows what they're doing. That is almost, I don't want to say dumbing themselves down to do a hot dog stand, but like they're clearly capable of doing like higher end things, and just this is what they want to do. Look at the I recommend everybody look at the menu. There's a lot of different stuff on there, like a lot of creativity in terms of the types of dogs that they have. I really recommend. It's just like a little hot dog stand that is really unassuming over in Lisle that I would highly recommend. Like you can get a Chicago style dog. I mean, here's a, let's see, this one wouldn't be for me, but like the Blue Bayou is a charred dog with gorgonzola, mushroom topping, parm, and their hot sauce. So like you can get that type of thing. There's a coney. They have a beef. They've got a jalapeno cheddar brat, a regular brat, a Chicago style brat, a Polish. Like there's.
Wait a minute. Have I been here? Is this like a little blue building and they have like a really unique pop machine?
Yes, with the handle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hope is watching live apparently.
Okay.
Hope just texted me. You went to Boss Dogs before Jill's wedding. That's right.
Yeah,
And
it's like it's
I
close. It's relatively close to Benedictine, if I remember right.
Yes. Well, Lisle. Yep.
Yeah.
So I know that when I went there, I took it a little easy because I was in like a suit.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the things like you got, and I'm like, I need something a little more
Suit
safe
appropriate
in terms of mess to
Yeah.
get. But yeah, that place is really impressive. And I think I went there pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might have gone at like 11 a.m. or something,
Yeah.
you know, because I just had some time to kill while the ladies were getting ready. But yeah, I remember that place was really good. And the pop machine was cool. It's got like an old
It's like a
school
tap.
handle.
Yeah.
Charlie
Yeah.
says it's 4 minutes away from the bacon factory.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And Charlie's right. Yeah. It's like around Maple and 53. If you know the area. And then Brian mentioning something I did not know. They sell the buns in an 8-pack. That is a move.
So the lobster roll bun is
Mhm.
what they do on the Fenway Frank.
Oh, okay.
Yes, to make it Boston-y.
Yeah, of course.
But that's what makes it. That's why Fenway Franks are famous, because the buns are so good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that place was very good. I need to go back and try with like a bib or something on.
Yeah.
But
And
I
like
was
you saw
so
the fries in the
nervous.
middle.
Oh,
The
the fries
fries
are
are
great.
very good, like the natural cut fries and whatever. Like, man, just like you can tell it's a place. They just take care of everything.
Nothing like big old naturals
Mm-hmm.
and French fries.
Right.
By the way, if
I don't
it's
know about
4
the big.
minutes from the bacon factory,
Yeah.
this is a collab that is overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Charlie, walk in there with some bacon, slap it down on the counter and show them what's up. Then
Mhm.
take out some bacon.
Yeah, a lot of times it's the owner that's taking your orders, and he's like this nice dude. Always is like, okay, like trying to give, if feels like there's suggestions needed or anything, like, oh, well, do you want this with this or whatever, like that type of thing. Owner's very cool. Like this is probably like child's play,
Yeah,
in that regard. So yeah.
good movie. All right, I've got one more fast thing. I know you've got another thing too, and then we'll get to Ask a Fat. I want to recommend. Last night, this happens very rarely. I'm sitting on the couch and I said, I want a popsicle. I was like, well, why don't you go downstairs? We have sorbets. I go, no, I don't want creamy. I want icy. So I got in the car at 10 o'clock and drove to Jewel in my Crocs and my pajama pants.
You went to the store specifically for popsicles.
For popsicles, yes.
Nice.
And that's where I got the Nutty Buddy cream pies too.
Perfect.
And I tried Jonny Pops, which I'd seen before. And they're like organic and made with natural products. So I saw the watermelon one, which is exactly the taste I wanted.
Yeah.
These were really good. not so like sugar forward as your, typical popsicle brand, like orange or grape or lime popsicle. It
Okay.
is natural flavor, so it's a little more subtle,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing artificial about it really at all. It tastes like if you were to juice a watermelon and then freeze it. I'm sure there's some sugar
Okay.
added to give it a little more oomph, so it's more like a ripe watermelon.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good. So, and I saw the other Johnny Pop was literally like rainbow, like 5 or 6 different colors,
Okay.
and each color was a different flavor. So it's like blueberry, lemon, lime, orange. So as you work your way down, you get different flavors. So I can vouch for the watermelon ones. Next time I go to the store, I will try the Johnny Pops, whatever the rainbow ones are called, and get back to you. But so far, so good. It totally scratched the itch of what I was looking for last night.
Nice. All right. I have a couple quick ones here. Last night, to kind of start the celebration of wedding week, Shannon and Steve came out by us to go to O'Reilly Mexican Grill, 7219 Orchard Lane in Hanover Park. So, like, basically right on Irving. Like, right on Irving, you are just a little bit, oh God, what is that? East of Barrington Road.
Okay.
So, and also if a little further, 59 is a better reference point for people. It's a decent amount east of 59. And just like really good, well done Mexican food. Like, we got a salsa flight there,
Ooh.
which was like a great idea by them. So it was like they had them arranged from least spicy to most spicy. So the least spicy was like the tomatillo, which was just obviously like green, very, very good. The second one was the Merita, which was very smoky. Like, it was good enough that when it was when they brought it out, they mentioned, like, this is what we use on our Alpa store and stuff, that it changed Steve's order from getting like the pork tacos to the Alpa store tacos and doing it that way because he wanted that sauce, because it was very smoky, very good. Then the third one was more of an avocado. And then there was like a spicy one, which honestly, I didn't think was that spicy. They call it like just the O'Reilly sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it had a little more on the back end, but Steve almost died, and it was kind of funny.
That is funny.
Yeah. And then the drink that I had, I have to look up the actual drink because it was a Oaxacan old fashioned.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. Let's see. Okay. It's mezcal, bitters, agave, and maraschino cherries. So just like very smoky, like it's got just enough of that, like that Mexican twist to an old fashioned to where I'm like, oh yeah, dude, like this was, if you like brown liquor in the slightest, or like you want that feel
Yeah.
when you're getting Mexican food, that is what you get.
I have to say, I was just looking at their Google reviews. I don't know if they're showing up on the screen or not. Did you see them when I was doing that? Okay. I've never seen a place with 5 stars on Google with 411 reviews.
Wow.
Like, that is unheard of.
Yeah.
That someone's not like, I ordered steak and got chicken and it took 4 minutes instead of 3.
Right.
1 star. This is 5 stars with 411 reviews for O'Reilly.
I mean, they'll talk to you, like everybody who's there is real nice. They'll explain everything to you if you want. The tacos that I got were the O'Reilly tacos, and tell me that this isn't right up my alley. Grilled steak, chorizo, melted Chihuahua cheese, cilantro, onion, and the tomatillo salsa.
And that's a single taco?
That is a single taco.
It moved.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it was it's fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, like everybody was happy with their food. Everybody was happy with their drinks. Like, really good. I know for Sam and I, it is dangerous because if we go there too much, when the weather's nice and you actually are willing to walk outside, yeah, it's like it's pretty much walking distance for us.
This sounds like a good place for us to meet you.
Yes. It's always one of those where we know it's great, but it's like, it's so close to our place that you just kind of feel like a jerk for being like, no, come all the way to us, literally.
I don't care if there's Mexican food there. I'm in. I'll
True.
drive anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So yeah, so that place is fantastic. So if you're in the Western Burbs at all, like Northwest Burbs, give Orale a shot. It's not the best looking place from the outside.
Shouldn't be. It's Mexican food.
Right. But get inside and that place is awesome. The other thing I have one picture left and it's from today.
Yeah.
For work, they wanted to take me out for have the office go out under like saying, oh yeah, well it's St. Patrick's Day, so we closed a little early, but it was really for like wedding celebration.
Nice.
This is at Yard House in Oakbrook, which I've mentioned a few times. That is an Oreo brookie that is warm with ice cream and chocolate powder that says congrats.
3 servings.
Oh, dude. It's incredible. Like the only thing that saved me is the fact that there wasn't much on the plate because it could have filled the entire plate and I guarantee I would have eaten it all. It was so good. But like we'd also just had we basically got a lot of apps and had a couple drinks and it was a good time. But also their happy hour is awesome. Like a lot of their apps are half off during their happy hour, which is 3 to 6, not 4 to 6 on Monday through Friday. And it's $2 off all of their beers and cocktails.
That's a damn good deal.
Yeah. So like we just loaded up on appetizers and like all things considered, I don't remember what the exact total was, but like it was one where when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's extremely reasonable.
Is that the one with all the fireplaces? It used to be something with a number like Roadhouse
maybe.
59 or
I forget what it used to be now, but it's over in that by the big Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah. The Dick's Sporting Goods, Uncle Julio's, Weber Grill.
Okay, yeah. That I may be thinking of the same place.
Okay. Yeah, it's right in that area. If you are heading east and you hit the Oakbrook Mall, you've gone too far.
Yes, this is it. Okay, what did it used to be?
It used to be Champs. Yeah, thank you, Brian, in the chat.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but yes, I've been to that Champs.
Yes.
That place is good too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was a nice touch because we didn't like everybody I was with didn't ask for that. They just were like, oh, blah blah blah, St. Patrick's Day specials, and like, yeah, we're here, to celebrate him and whatever. So they were like, oh, cool. So they did that of their own volition at the restaurant. So that was really cool.
That's very cool.
And
Speaking
delicious.
of that, and I keep forgetting to do this, and I meant to do it last week, and I forgot to do it earlier in the show. Want to thank Michael and Valerie, who Venmo'd us money for Rick's bachelor party.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Michael and Valerie for doing that.
Yes. Thank you.
I think maybe $25 each.
Hey,
which is great.
Like, that's really, fantastic.
Really yeah, thank you so much. So we appreciate that. Made the night that much more enjoyable for everybody. So that paid for a couple pizzas. Love it. So appreciate that very much.
Yes.
All right. Are we ready? Is it time?
Oh, it's more, Pat.
For I've sinned, it's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask Your Fat is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy, who tells us in the chat that he has been emailing with boss dogs.
Ooh.
Yeah, here's this week's bacon report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have applewood smoked bacon, French toast, maple pepper, Korean barbecue, 6-pepper, chorizo, and by tomorrow, giardiniera will be available on the website. For bacon jams, the original, the bourbon, and the spicy are all available. Had some pretty good results of the pulled bacon and the pork belly rolls. Going to do another version of them. I don't know if I'm going to go sweet or savory. What do you think? Let me know.
Yes.
We're going to be doing a fundraising event with a fitness group. Don't judge me.
What?
In Naperville on Friday night at the VFW over there in Naperville. Going to be tasting up some of the pulled bacon that I'm just going to hand out as slices. And we're going to also have bacon and bacon jams for sale. Any more details, reach out to me at on the social medias or on email. Some of you have my phone number. You can text me. Either way, happy to get you that information if you want to come out and support a wonderful cause. For the bacon report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, get in touch. The email is charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. The website is charliethebaconguy.com. Remember to use that code I'm fat to save on your order. I mean, it's all great, but the giardiniera, the chorizo, all wonderful. The maple peppers, kind of like the flagship. Charlie Bacon, and the bacon jams. I know a lot of people like, what do I do with this? Whatever you want. Yes, whatever you want. My favorite thing I've done with it is I take the bacon jam, throw it on a burger on the grill. Like, you do your burgers and you add the cheese at the end. Add the bacon jam, then the cheese.
Oh, yeah.
It just elevates the whole thing. So all you're really doing on the grill is warming it up. So you don't have to flip it and grill the bacon jam. It's pre-cooked. You're just warming it. So get your burgers done. Add the bacon jam and the cheese at the end. Close the top. Give it a minute. Take them off. Boom. It's perfect.
It's a great call.
You're going to love it. Get some charliethebaconguy.com. All right, we have 2 voicemails this week.
Nice.
First time in a while. 708-858-3314 is the number. And here is the first voicemail.
Gentlemen, this is Bobby D. Hey, I had a chance this morning, to try some of Charlie's R&D product, the pulled bacon. And I've got to tell you, it was really good. It was moist. It was tender. It had some serious bark on it. And smoky flavored. I can't think of enough ways to use it. This morning, I put it with some eggs, scrambled eggs, on a tortilla with the basic stuff, salsa, jalapenos. Incredible. I was also thinking about, like corned beef hash, but instead of corned beef, breaded bacon, or maybe on a Triscuit with cream cheese and bacon jam with a few flakes of this morsel goodness on top. So my Ask a Fat is this. How would you guys like to maybe adapt pulled bacon to your daily menu? I'll hang up and wait for my answer.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, that's a lot of really good suggestions on how to use it.
What got me the most was the breakfast tacos.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect protein. Well, I mean, egg is protein too, but the egg, the pulled bacon, the salsa, cheese, that's inspired. So when I have not tried the pulled bacon yet, when I do, that will be my first move is the breakfast tacos. That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm trying to think of, because I was even thinking like the like mentioned on Triscuit or on some sort of cracker, like if you'd rather do that than like a bacon jam or something like that, or maybe in conjunction with it, cool. I feel like he kind of killed it with like the suggestions there.
Yeah, that's those are a lot of good suggestions. So thank you for that, Bobby D. I was not, by the way, getting impatient with his email. I was just like, all of this sounds amazing. And
you're like, that's a lean in, lean in with interest.
Take mental notes face.
Yes.
All right. One more voicemail before we get to the emails.
Rick, I don't know if they still do or not. I literally just finished listening to the podcast. This is Tony in Bartlett. But that Villaggio used to do a lunch buffet. So, I'm a fat. I love me some buffet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That might be a slogan that we need. I'm a fat. I love me some buffet.
That sounds like a shirt.
Yes.
Yes. It does.
I did not know that. I will look into that and report back.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
Charlie, by the way, jumping in, says I put some pulled bacon over fried rice left over from hibachi for dinner tonight. You could do it with ramen. Ooh, with ramen would be really good. All right. I only got some. Try all kinds of stuff. All right. Time for the email.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Ask a Fat's brought to you by our pals at Nick and Ivy Brewing. Go check them out in beautiful downtown, historic Lockport, 1026 South State Street. Here's what's going on this week. Tuesday, you've got the Homer Heat baseball fundraiser. Wednesday, Stories Are Us at 6:30. Thursday, extended hours for the big tournament. I don't know if I can say the other name for it. And another fundraiser for Goodings Grove. Friday, again, the big tournament. Live music by Willard Wilcox at 7. More live music Saturday from Butterfield Creek. And then Yoga and Brew Sunday at 9:45 a.m. Head on out to Nick and Ivy. Are you getting the vibe yet? This is a neighborhood craft brewery, the best of both worlds. Great beer, great people, no pretension, neighborhood joint. If I could design a brewery or bar out of thin air, Nick and Ivy is what I would design. It is perfect. They've got pinball machines in there, great live music. It's an awesome spot. Go check them out, 1026 South State Street. Make sure you're following them on the old Facebooks at Nick and Ivy Brewing. That's where they are constantly updating their new beers, their events, everything. So go check them out in beautiful Lockport. Got an email here from Jay and Lyle. He says, hey, Fats, regarding last week's discussion of the Hear Me Out cake trend, have you ever seen the Ron Burgundy outtakes about Mrs. Butterworth? Yes. Not sure. Boy, some of the Anchorman 2 stuff.
Yeah.
That was, first of all, that movie was whacked.
Yeah.
It was probably an hour too long.
Yeah.
But just how many mushrooms did they do before they made that movie?
That is a great question.
I seriously feel like they walked into the set and they're like, here's a set piece, make a scene. Just make a scene. That's how the movie feels. It's unhinged. But yes, the Mrs. Butterworth stuff I do remember. But Jay goes on and says, I digest. My question is about Easter. Do you consider Easter a sweet or savory holiday? Some holidays are clear. The 4th of July seems like a savory holiday with all the barbecue and grilling. New Year's Eve as well with all the appetizers. Valentine's Day is sweet along with Halloween, of course. I'd call Thanksgiving savory and Christmas sweet. But what about Easter? There's Easter candy and those lamb-shaped cakes, but there are also savory Easter breakfast foods and ham. What do you guys think? That's a really good question.
It really is.
My initial thought was sweet because of the candy. And when I think of Easter, I think of like jelly beans, cream eggs. And I will say ham, a little bit sweet.
Yeah, I think if I had to, I would lean that way as well. But there are great savory elements. Like it's basically like brunch.
It is a brunch holiday.
Yeah, that's really what Easter is. So if you think brunch, it could, depending on what brunch means to you, or brown, like that'll determine whether it's sweet or savory. I think the overarching thought that it's about as close to the middle as humanly possible is very correct. But when I first blush, I think sweet.
Yeah, I think so too. Good question.
Yes.
Thoughtful. Good job, Jay from Lyle. I like that one. Speaking of Jay, shout out from Homewood. I don't know what Jay used to do. I don't know. He's involved in Homewood politics somewhere. Big fan of the show. Says congrats, Rick. Best to you and Sam. Enjoy the big day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we will.
Stuff. Thanks, Jay. Every time I run into him in public, he talks to me about the podcast. So
nice.
I want to make sure we got his. There you go. The corrections department tells me Jay is a trustee. That is the word that I knew, but could not pull from the recesses of my brain.
Yep. Yep. And as a reminder, we talked early about March Fatness. The brackets this year in March Fatness, Jay and I will each have a region, and the corrections department.
Yes.
Hope and Sam will have regions as well.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Sam told me some of her early thoughts. They're good. Like they're good. They're unique. Like it's the really trying. I had totally forgotten in like April last year, I made a note on my phone of like things that I was thinking of throughout March Fatness for the next year. And thank God, because after April, I hadn't thought about it until last week.
Yes. I added a couple this week, but I did start mine about a year ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, I'm surprised that Sam gave you a glance of her region before the wedding.
Are you calling the white a sham?
No.
No comment. And I'm Fat Pod on all of our social media. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Check out Spotify. You can watch the video there as well as listen to the audio of the podcast. I'm fatmerch.com is where you get all of our merch. It could be a coffee cup, it could be a shirt, it could be many different things.
The mug?
The mug? Yeah, with yeah, that's, I think for a white mug, the Fry logo is probably the GOAT there. Even if you don't want our merch, fine, be like that. But also just use our link when you're looking at it for anything on TeePublic, because we can get a kickback there too. And kickbacks are great, especially in today's times. YouTube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Subscribe, like each video. Even if you're watching us live, thank you. If you're listening, just throw us in the background too. Maybe you listen that way, or just help us with the old hour consume thing. And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed, and leave the old 5-star rating and review. And of course, check out our sponsors: Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
That felt longer than usual.
That's what she said.
You're an idiot.